Welcome to the Morning Report, a production of fightbackmedia.com, the #1 source of urban conservative information in America.
Good morning. My name is Willie Lawson. This is the Morning Report. The Morning Report collection of fightbackmedia.com, 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 and fightbackmediatv.com. Another great story happening this week. We'll be right with you. There was another major legal development. Charges against pro-life journalist David Daleiden have been dropped after a legal battle spanning nearly a decade. The case originally brought under former Vice President Kamala Harris when she served as California's Attorney General, targeted Daleiden and fellow journalist Sandra Merritt for their undercover videos exposing Planned Parenthood's alleged involvement in selling fetal tissue. We all sort of remember this story, but it sort of went away after the election of Joe Biden. It just sort of went away, right? But it was still out there. So let's break this down to see what it means and how it impacts ongoing debate over abortion and, of course, free speech. Daleiden, founder of the Center for Medical Progress, first made headlines in 2015 when his organization released a series of undercover videos. These recordings alleged that Planned Parenthood was engaged in the illegal sale of fetal tissue, sparking a nationwide controversial and legal battles. The case against Daleiden was rooted in the California's video recording laws. See, it wasn't that what he was saying wasn't true. See, I think that's where the left likes to get us off track. It wasn't like what was being recorded wasn't true. The problem for the left was that, first of all, the truth was getting out, and that he may have been breaking California's recording laws. And legal efforts to prosecute him intensified under Kamala Harris, as later Javier Becerra later. Daleiden's home was raided in 2016, a move that drew heavy criticism from pro-life groups and even some free speech advocates who were not aligned with his cause. Now, after 9 years in court, Daleiden announced on last Monday evening that the charges have been dropped. He will enter a no contest plea on a single charge, an arrangement that involves no admission of guilt, no fines, and no probation. The charge will eventually be reduced to a misdemeanor and dismissed entirely, leaving Daleiden with a clean record. So the deal is that he's going to plead no contest, which is not an admission of guilt, to one of the charges, and then they're just going to, after time, that charge will degrade and disappear. Wow. It is absolutely amazing that this went on for almost 10 years. Almost 10 years. Now, a lot of people are wondering, so what's going to happen to Kamala Harris after her defeat against Donald Trump? What's going to happen? So this legal victory for Daleiden also represents another setback for Kamala Harris. As Attorney General of California, she was instrumental in crafting legislation. It's AB 1671, I think, that criminalized undercover recordings of healthcare providers, a law seen by many directly targeting Daleiden and Merritt, and the dude who did other videos where we found out that they were recording Planned Parenthood folks and saying, you know what, we want our money to go specifically to abort a Black child. Remember that? Yeah. Remember that? Yeah. So she was instrumental in crafting legislation to prevent that by Daleiden and, of course, Merritt. So even some journalists who didn't support Daleiden's pro-life stance opposed the law, viewing it as an attack on press freedom. During her failed 2024 presidential campaign, Harris's history of targeting pro-life journalists resurfaced as a key point of criticism. Her insistence on making abortion a central theme for her campaign did little to sway voters. and her ticket with running mate Tim Walz, who ultimately fell short. Now, the dismissal of the charges against Daleiden is being viewed as another loss for the former vice president. The pro-life community has widely celebrated the decision, with many taking to social media to voice their support. Attorney Will Chamberlain suggested that the decision may have influenced Trump's recent nomination of Hamid Dillon to lead the Civil Rights Division at the Department of Justice. Dillon, a longtime advocate for free speech and religious liberty, had previously represented Daleiden and Merritt. So this is sort of a full circle. The person that represented Daleiden and Merritt in California is now headed to lead the Civil Rights Division in the Department of Justice. Meanwhile, concerns over California's recording law remain. Daleiden's press release indicated that legal battles over their constitutionality are ongoing. If the laws are eventually overturned, it could have a broad implication for journalism and whistleblowers across the state. It seems like that would be the next thing, and we continue to say, like, we win these battles, and what happens is that we throw our hands up and go, yay, but what we don't do is dig in. There's more to do. There's always more to do. Always more to do. When Roe v. Wade was overturned, I said here on this program that that's not the end of the process. That's just the beginning of the process. And we found that to be true. Here in the state of Florida, there was a constitutional amendment that was trying to be put in the Florida state constitution to allow for abortion on demand. So we had to fight back, continue to fight back. And I believe that we will need to continue to fight back on every front. Again, the battle isn't over. The battle has started. And if the prize is worth winning, then the battle is again worth fighting. The dismissal of charges against David Daleiden marks the end of one of the longest running legal battles in abortion debate. But the broader fight is over free speech. Investigative journalism and abortion policy continues. As the political and legal landscape shifts, this case serves as a reminder of how deeply intertwined these issues remain in American society and how much work there is still yet to be done. Remember, this is the beginning. We have not won yet. And it will be a long time before we win, but we can win, and we will win. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. My name is Willie Lawson. This has been The Morning Report. The Morning Report is, again, a production of fightbackmedia.com, 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 and fightbackmediatv.com.